guys, and welcome to Two Peas on One podcast. Tonight, I don't have my other half of the podcast, Chabelle Mavens. She's unable to join us tonight, but she gave me permission to have on a very special guest. So I got permission from her. She said it was okay. So I am here with my husband, Dwayne Robertson.
Hi, everyone.
So tonight we were going to talk, Chabelle and I were going to talk about Gen Z, millennial. So we had some funny stories to share about that. But since she was unable to join, we're going to push that back till next Thursday. So be sure to join us then. So tonight, the hubby and I are going to talk about embracing your quirky side. So this is just going to be a fun, lighthearted conversation. And it's just about the importance of embracing all of you and how that can help your mental health when you feel like there's certain aspects of you that maybe society thinks are kind of weird or odd, and how you may feel shame because of that. So we exploring that a little bit, but overall, just talking about the importance of accepting different parts of yourself. So with that being said, to the hubby, so the quirky side, do you think we all have like this quirky side that we kind of hide and maybe afraid to show people?
I definitely think so. And I think for me, I definitely have some quirky aspects to my personality and also quirky hobbies. But I think for a lot of people, as we get older, particularly once we get past that age 30, we just start to become more comfortable with who we are. And the quirkiness that we might have hid, or at least speak for myself, that I used to hide, I don't hide anymore because I'm not going to stop being me to make other people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Not doing that.
Right. That's important. And I think that's all part of that growth process of realizing that you're on this earth to have an experience, and it's not to try to get everyone to accept you. Some people will, and some people you'll just kind of have a vibe with, and it's great. And then others, it's like, well, maybe I can have you in my life, but maybe how you're in my life is a little different.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I think it's accepting that as well, that everybody doesn't have to have access to you or have the same, you don't have to have that same relationship with everybody, that it can change dependent upon the individual.
I agree. And I think that's also a sign of self-worth, right? Where you recognize that who you are is not for everyone, and there's nothing wrong with that. And also recognizing that not everyone deserves to be in your space and deserves to enjoy who you really are.
True. So I guess for you, so Dwayne has seen every aspect of me. I think you've seen me at my high, my low, my in-between. So therefore, he definitely he sees my quirky side. What do you think? What would you call my quirky side? Like, what's something that I do?
The music you listen to. I gotta say, her music choices.
Listen,
well, some,
listen. Lana Del Rey is not this. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you agree that Lana Del Rey is not this. Okay,
no, I'm joking.
No.
Some of the songs are a little out there, but I mean, I listen to different types of music myself, so
I would say so. Yeah, I think I am definitely quirky. If you see my Facebook profile picture, it's me holding a turkey leg. I guess that's a little quirky.
At a Renaissance
Festival. We went to a Renaissance Festival in North Carolina this past weekend.
Yeah, awesome.
It was
awesome.
a lot of fun, and we got all dressed up.
Yeah,
and yeah, I love the turkey legs that they sell at the Renaissance Festival.
To be quite honest, the Renaissance Festival is really cool. It's a great experience. As Kai said, we both got dressed up. I got dressed up as a Knights Templar, and you got dressed up as a noblewoman.
Yes, a woman of nobility.
Yes, but I must say, depending on your food taste,
yes,
the food might not be your thing. So if it isn't, you should definitely plan to bring your own food and keep it in your car.
Yes, I would say the turkey leg. That's my favorite. Dwayne isn't a huge fan of that. And the corn on the cob, and as Dwayne said, like, how can you mess up corn on the cob?
If you messed up corn on the, there's two things that if you serve food and you mess up, then you need to close your doors: corn on the cob and French fries. You mess up even one of those things. Like, why are you in the food service industry?
Right, right. So if you're in the North Carolina area, Renaissance Festival is very big here. So if that's something of interest to you, I would definitely check that out. And when I'm there, I feel like I'm in my element. Because I am talking about like Lord of the Rings, Willow, like all of the fantasy type movies. I'm just like, I'm loving it.
It's interesting because Kai is a big fan of fantasy movies. And
Not so much Harry Potter. I don't know. I never got into the Harry Potter
yeah,
bit.
she's much more of a fantasy movie buff than I am. Even though there are some fantasy movies that I've enjoyed. And honestly, we watched Willow.
You watch the old Willow,
The
not
old
the
Willow.
new. The old
It
Willow.
was actually pretty good. It kept my attention. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, doing really like Mad Mardigan.
Yeah, we cracking up.
And so Dwayne talked about my music choice. I'm not a Swiftie. I like some of Taylor Swift's music. I like Hoiser. I think I've been listening to him.
Not bad.
All right, okay.
Not bad.
Now I joke with Dwayne, and hopefully he'll tell me this. If you looked at Dwayne's playlist,
what about it?
You would say, this man is like a full gangster though. Like
it's music that inspires me. The problem is that she doesn't listen to inspiring music. I love inspiring music. So
so the inspiring music and this, this is all in good fun.
Yeah.
Inspiring. What's one song on repeat right now that inspires you?
So I'm a big fan like older music. I like some of the new music, but I go to the older stuff, and ever since, this is for all the Caribbean people out there, the Caribbean music lovers. Ever since Vibes Cartel has been
Vibes Cartel
got his freedom. I've been on a Vibes Cartel kick, and I've just been listening to some of his old tunes, and I'm reminded how talented this man is, and his music is very inspiring.
And what's his name again?
Vibes Cartel. Yes, right.
That sounds inspiring.
It does. Vibes.
Like, what's one song on his?
Let me see.
But what is it about?
It's about him getting respect.
Getting respect. There we go.
I'm looking up the name of it because it's not fair. All right, so Somebody Afibal. That's one of my favorite songs. And there's another one called I'm not going to say the name of the title because it is not PG. But like I said, he's very inspiring. He's a very inspiring artist. And I also listen to newer music as well. Like I really like that new Future track that's out. It's called Little Demon. I like it.
So as you can tell, Dwayne listens to very inspirational music that
you don't listen to.
That I don't listen to. And if you're trying to amp yourself up to handle some business out there, his playlist will get you there.
Yeah, Jim, you got to do stuff around the house. You got to go out there and do some handyman stuff. It's inspiring.
Yeah. I will say my playlist for working out is much different than what I listen to kind of like when I'm cleaning the house and cooking and stuff. My playlist for the gym is like probably more aligned with what you were.
Ross.
A lot of Ross. A lot of Ross.
So if you listen to her playlist, you think she's out there heavy in them trees.
Definitely not. But I don't know. I feel like with my music playlist for the gym, that the energy of the song and maybe the tempo or something of the music, like it kind of gets you, like when you're tired and slowing down when you're working out, and that music kind of helps you push through. That's why I like to listen to like rap, especially rap, hip hop when I'm working out. But it's more so like older stuff. I don't do the mumble or whatever the heck is going on right now. It's like, like Nas, like you said, Rick Ross, the old heads. I don't anyone who's wearing skinny jeans, I'm not listening to you rap.
She listens to the geriatric rappers.
Geriatric rappers.
Yeah.
So all we're trying to say is embrace all of you, the quirky side of you, the side that maybe you think is
I don't think we dug deep.
Okay, you want to okay, we got a few more minutes. Let's dive deeper.
Because if you think about it, Willow, a lot of people watch Willow. A lot of people listen to Old School Ross. A lot of people listen to
The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Dwayne will not watch The Princess. I love The Princess Bride. Dwayne won't watch that with me. And I don't know if Bridgerton is necessarily quirky. I only like season 2 of Bridgerton.
I like Average Joe on Netflix. It's not bad.
Okay.
First couple episodes.
So this is a side of Dwayne. I love all sides of Dwayne, but one side of Dwayne is his movie selection. So I like action. You know where I'm going with this.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I like action. Dwayne likes action. I don't know if I'm into so much comedy, romance, but I like action films. I think like the Bournes were good. The ones that were Matt Damon were good to me.
Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Anyway, but Dwayne likes horror graphic movies. So when we're watching Netflix, and Dwayne typically selects the movie, right, that we watch.
Not always.
I said typically.
Okay.
And I'm like, Dwayne, what movie is this? And you're like, he's like, it's a comedy. They're going to be, it's, and I'm looking at the picture that they're showing, and it's like a man with a machete, a man holding up guns. And I'm just like, this is a comedy. He's like, yeah, it's so funny.
You liked all the movies. What's his name again? With the bald head English guy? I forgot his name. The Transporter. And remember he had the second other movie where his heart had to, like he had to keep doing things to keep his adrenaline.
I did not like that.
You said you loved that.
That meathead film. I'm sorry.
You hear the shoes coming out? You absolutely loved it. What about The Beekeeper?
That was ridiculous.
You loved it.
It was ridiculous. So, wait a minute, really quick. So this is what Dwayne does. Dwayne tells me that these are comedies, right? Even though it's like a picture of someone with a mask on, it's a real intense picture. And I'm like, are you sure this is a comedy?
Yes.
And he's like, Kai, you said you don't want to watch the gory stuff. And I'm like, I know, but this guy's holding up guns like this. And there's someone behind him doing that. Like, he's like, no, this is a comedy. I'm like, all right. So, you know, on Netflix where they start showing the film, and up at the top, it tells you like words that describe what the film is. The first thing I see is horror, graphic violence.
And then it says comedy last.
I've never seen it say comedy.
You weren't looking.
Obviously, I need to look so hard that the word comedy was not there.
What about the Santa Claus movie?
So the first video...
The Santa Claus movie.
So Dwayne was like, let's watch a holiday movie. They're shooting and killing throughout. I'm like, who finds a holiday Christmas movie with violence?
A movie that was a box office hit that millions of people watched. So we just joined the millions of people that watched that.
I have said many times I do not like horror films. I like action. I do not like gory violence. And I just want to say this. Dwayne and I were watching this movie. And it started getting more and more intense. I don't know, a guy got captured. He's in a basement. So I'm like, I think this is going to be bad because he's chained up in the basement. So I'm like, this can't be good, right? They're not going to sit down and have a family meal. This man is chained up. So Dave's like, nothing's going to happen, Kai. I'm like, Dwayne, are you sure? Because this man is chained up in a basement and these people kidnapped him and put him down here. And he's like, no, nothing bad's going to happen. So all of a sudden, the guy brings out a whip. I don't even know, like some type of whip. And I think there was something on the edge of the whip.
What movie was that? I don't know. I do not.
Wait, you don't know? Because he starts hitting the guy with these things, and the guy is screaming in agony.
I don't.
You don't remember this thing?
No.
He was screaming in agony. I was like, Dwayne, is it over yet? And he's like, oh, like screaming like that. And you're like, yeah, Kai, it's done.
Yeah, because the scene was over.
So you do know what I'm talking about.
Now I remember. Yes. Now I recall.
So this man is screaming in agony, right? He is getting bludgeoned with something. I'm not watching this point. I'm in a whole nother room.
Exaggerate.
I hear, like this guy is in pain. I'm like, Dwayne, is it over yet? Yeah, they're not doing anything to him. I then why is he screaming?
Because the scene
And you're like,
is
oh,
over.
you're like, oh yeah, hold on 1 second. It's almost done. No, don't look at me crazy like that.
I don't recall.
Yes, you do.
I know.
Because this man's getting bludgeoned and he's screaming in agony, and you're telling me that, oh, it's over with. I'm like, then why is he still yelling for his life? Okay,
That's
of course you don't remember.
Usually graphic.
Okay. So all we're trying to say is
that's not quirky. That's just
what
weird.
is that?
That's just weird.
That you're watching that movie?
No, it's weird that you're exaggerating that.
I'm not exaggerating it. I told how many times
Well, it was a box office hit, so of course we have to watch it. Just like all the Mission Impossible movies, there's a lot of violence in that. We watch it.
In Mission Impossible, no one is screaming out bloody murder. That man was screaming out.
Tom Cruise is too sophisticated.
Well, I like sophisticated action movies.
She likes sophisticated violence.
Sophisticated violence.
Instead of somebody being shot, it's okay if a drone blows them up. That's better.
No, I just don't like. I can't deal with horror. Like that was horror that we were watching.
That was a horror movie?
It was graphic violence.
Yeah, that's the average American action film.
No, I don't like those type of films.
But you enjoyed Taken though, right? The guy was it Liam Neeson?
That man is typecast.
Yeah, she loves his movies so do I.
You know, he makes me think like I don't want to. Like, what are you doing that someone's always kidnapping your family members? Like, what are you involved in? I might be looking too much into this, but his kids are always getting kidnapped and his wife is always getting killed. I'm just like, dude, you got to pick better friends or something. But that's my quirky side.
We're discussing movies. We're not discussing being quirky.
All right. So what's the quirky thing that I do? And I'll say it.
I think overall, just your hobbies. Your hobbies are like just you. They're not like, oh, I saw it on TV, I'm gonna do it. Like they're just you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're both like that, though. I think that's why we like to do things that are like, even when we plan like date nights, it's not like a tip. Like, you know, you can go out to eat and movie, but we like to plan like, especially for our birthdays, we do like to do adventure stuff. Yeah. It really speaks to what we find fun. Just enjoying life. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, we talked about movies and everything but being quirky.
Pretty much.
But all we're saying is make sure you just embrace all of who you are. And even I think once you embrace the different aspects of yourself, I think speaking of my experience, it allows me to see different sides of doing and appreciate that. And I think I can only do that because I've learned to appreciate the different parts of me.
Agreed.
And I think that can help make a relationship even more fulfilling.
Agreed. And I think also too, once you finally get to the point where you start to just love, well, more than love, but appreciate all the different aspects of you. At least for me, it's been a gut check when I find myself in environments around people that don't appreciate it. Mm-hmm. That's a gut check to me that I need to make some changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we hope you guys liked this pop-up video, so to speak, but be sure to join in next Thursday. Chevelle and I will be back. We'll be talking about millennials and Gen Z and just talking about the generation divide. So be sure to join us same time, same place. You guys have a great night. Bye. And thanks, Dwayne, for joining.
Thank you for having me.